Everybody does, right?
Everybody. There were a lot of good things there. There were dogs. There were chocolate chip cookies. Yes.
I'm going with the chocolate chip cookies. You can have the dog.
Okay.
All right. Another busy night in the NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs. A couple of second-round games in both, and we have highlights, reaction, and analysis here on SportsCenter along with Linda Cohn. I'm Stan Varett. Let's start at Oklahoma City.
Yes, Stan. I mean, the Thunder were able to hold Luka Doncic to just 19 points. Remember that in that Game 1 win? Doncic fighting a sore knee. Well, he promised he'd be better in Game 2 as Dallas looked to even the series and send OKC to, believe it or not, its first loss of the postseason. How would this turn out? Let's watch it together. There he is, averaging close to 35 points a game after a loss in the playoffs, the most in NBA history. Doncic would get off to an interesting start. He'd get tripped up, hit his face hard on the floor. He would check on his tooth after the fall, but it would stay in because he's not a hockey player. If he was a hockey player, it would come out. Luka would score 16 points in the quarter, knocking down 4 threes. He would add 3 assists to account for 24 of the Mavs, 36 first-quarter points, 36 points tied for the most the Mavs have had in a quarter this postseason. Mavs led by just 4 after 1. P.J. Washington was a great story. He had a great first half, 19 points in that first half, 5 of 8 from three-point range. 19 points is a playoff career high for P.J. Washington. Under 10 seconds to go in the half, Mavs up 6. Watch Doncic. He stays in front of Jalen Williams and forces the miss, but after the buzzer sounds, Doncic goes down in pain. Obviously in some discomfort. Blood on his left knee, which is not the knee he's been dealing with in the postseason. Mavs led by 6 at the half. Midway through the third, Luka on the bench. Mavs would make a run. Kyrie Irving with a steal. Irving passing up ahead to Tim Hardaway Jr. What a finish. Mavs extend the lead to 8. Next Mavs possession, Hardaway Jr. He had 10 points in the third quarter. He was outstanding off the bench, and from the bench, Luka was loving it. Mavs led by 11 after the missed free throw. Under 2 minutes to go in the third, 12-point lead for Dallas. Doncic back in the game, comes up with a steal, pushing it the other way. The lob to Derrick Jones Jr. But what a pass from Doncic. And the Mavs led by 10. 10 after 3, early fourth. Doncic bringing the ball up. He gets bumped in his right leg, and he would hobble around, but he would stay in. And then, how about this series? He knocks down the step-back 3 over Chet Holmgren. Mavs led by 9. Later in the quarter, Thunder down 7. SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Thunder cut the lead to 5. Under 6 minutes to play. Mavs up 98-91. Doncic, the turnaround over Dort. 29 points, 10 boards, 7 assists. What a response by Luka. Under 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Kyrie finding Washington, who had 29 points in the game, did Washington. Mavs up 11. Under 3 to go. Mavs in control. Shot clock winding down. Hardaway Jr. Dagger. 17 points off the bench for Hardaway Jr. You know who's pumped up?
Who?
Mark Cuban. As the Mavs take Game 2 to even the series at 1. An emotional victory and an inspirational one for Luka.
I think today was one of the hardest games I had to play. I'm battling out there. I try and do my best to help the team win. But just my mentality, have a great start, and then team is going to follow me. So they follow me and Kai, and we got to do that.
This is a great team win, and as you guys brought up, we've done it on the road twice. It's just character. This is a good group. This group trusts and is very, connected. Outside noise doesn't distract or bother us. So we're here to play the game of basketball and try to win and try to put our best foot forward.
Well, did you know? Take a look at all this information here.
Yeah.
P.J. Washington was a consistent presence all night, matching Luka Doncic for the team lead with 29 points. They also both had double-digit rebounds and 5 threes. They are the first duo to each have 25 points, 10 boards, and 5 threes in the same playoff game in NBA history.
Wow.
As for the Thunder, let's talk about it.
This is just part of the deal. This is the playoffs, playing against really good teams. These are deep waters, and so, like I said, you're going to throw some punches, you're going to take some punches, and now we got to eat one, get back to 0 tomorrow and be a better team in Game 3.
I think games like this is always good to just kind of look at the mirror and not really focus too much on, what they did. It's just more kind of what we can control.
The other team's really good, and they're here for a reason, and we're going to have nights like this. they're hot and they make shots, and we got to be even better when they do so to try to get a W, and we just weren't good enough.
In Oklahoma, because ain't nobody on my timeline. When they won the other night, Ocho, they flooded my timeline. We the worst number one seed. I ain't got nothing. So I'm assuming this is a power outage somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to continue with our normally scheduled programming. The Mavs beat the Thunder in game 2. Luka Doncic, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. If I'm not mistaken, I think P.J. Washington also had a career high with 29 points. And in the third quarter, Tim Hardaway Jr. came off the bench, hit several threes to kind of break the game open, and they cruised from there. Luka was, what was Luka? 29 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, three steals, 52% from the floor, 5 of 8 from 3. Tim Hardaway Jr., he came in off the bench, 17 points, 60% field goal in just 19 minutes, and that was the difference in the ball game. P.J. Washington had 29 points, 11 rebounds, 7 made threes. First player with 10-plus rebounds, 7 made threes in the playoff games since Steph did it in the NBA Finals. And that was what they really need because Shai Gill just had an unbelievable game also. Almost had a triple-double. But the Mavs go on the road and take home court away from the OKC Thunder, winning game 2 in a very hard-fought ball game. Ocho, you watched this ball game. What did you like about what you saw?
I mean, well, first off, the head of the snake. The head of the snake hadn't been playing well. Kyrie had been playing well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. The head of the snake, as I like to call it, your two-headed monster and Kyrie and Luka. Luka hasn't been shooting well. He didn't shoot well last game, but he came in this game and he started off hot. He started off fire. He caught himself into a rhythm, and obviously Kyrie did what Kyrie did. But the emergence of P.J. Washington having the game that he had, I think made the difference. And the bench points that Tim Hardaway Jr. was able to provide is why I think they ran away with this game. And I think it was about the third quarter where they kind of pulled away from it.
Yep.
Yeah, they kind of pulled away with everything. But that goddamn Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man, man, another 30-point night.
Yep. 13 of 24, 1 for 3 from the three-point line, 12 rebounds, 8 assists.
No, another 30-point night.
Yeah, but it was but here you got P.J. Washington that was 11 of 18 from the floor in 40 minutes before he fouled out, 7 of 11 from the three-point line, 11 rebounds. You had Luka. He gave you 11 of 22 from the floor, 5 of 8 from the three-point line, 10 rebounds. They went 18 of 37 from the three-point line. They outshot OKC from the three-point line, which was 10 of 18. So in other words, they're plus 24 from the three-point line. And that really was the difference in the ball game. The rebounding was close, but the difference was in the ball game was the three-point shot. And that's normally how it goes. We're going to talk about the Celtics and the Cavaliers. And you see when the Celtics struggle from the three-point line, they struggle. But this was a game that Luka, if you watch Luka early and if you noticed early, he came out looking for his shot. He's like, I'm looking for him. He's the type of player, and most of these great players are. If they see a couple of those early shots go in, you got hell on your hands. Yeah. Because you got to hug up on him because you're worried about him shooting the three. And then he has the ability to put the ball on the floor and go by you and finish at the rim. Not dunking the ball, but he has tremendous English. Plus, he got the mid-range. He got the float game. So he has a bag. He has an array of shots that he can pull out of his bag and make you pay. But he got it going early. PJ got it going early, but it was Tim Hardaway Jr. in that third quarter that really gave them the separation that they needed. And every time they would make a run, OKC would make a run, Ocho, Tim Hardaway Jr. would hit a big three-point shot. They almost had a loose ball. He gets it. Lou Dort tries to get it from him. He fakes it like he's going to pass it to Luka. And as the shot clock's running down, he cans a three in the corner. And from that point on, they really I think the closest they got it after that point was maybe 8 points. They seem to have really never struggled from that point on. But give the Mavericks credit. They showed you something. That is a very tough building to play in. That's a young team. They feed off the crowd. And every time the Thunder made a run and got the crowd back in it, Luka, P.J. Washington, somebody made a big shot. Somebody made a big play to suppress the run and stymie it. And so now they go back 1-1. That's all you can hope for. You go on the road. Yeah, you'd like to win too. But if
Right.
we can get one and still home court, now we get to go home for 2. Let's see if we can go back to OKC up 3-1. But Gil